Hey everybody, I hope you guys are doing well. Do me a favor before we get into this video. Go ahead, like the video. The more likes a video gets, it puts it out. The YouTube algorithm puts it out there for, it gets more visibility and more people can watch it. All right. Also, thank you guys for correcting me in my last video. I mistakenly said that Carrie Hilson was pregnant because I saw the picture last night. I was like, oh, congratulations. And I didn't do my due diligence by following up, not realizing that she was actually, it was a role, right? I guess I was just so happy for Carrie Hilson, Miss Carrie baby, and the fact that I thought she was carrying a baby that I posted it without proper research. So my apologies. Thank you for correcting me on that. Also, I failed to mention Fantasia. Somebody reminded me that Fantasia is actually one that's pregnant too. So we have Cassie, we have Christina Milian, and Fantasia is also carrying a baby. So congratulations to Fantasia. All right. Are y'all gonna watch the Keisha Cole Ashanti thing? I'm gonna remember. I put my little reminder on here. Like I told you, it ain't like one of those things that I just gotta see, but I definitely do want to see these two women celebrated. I ain't going out the house today. It's been raining where I'm at for since yesterday afternoon, and it's supposed to turn into snow. So I got my food, I got my snacks. I ain't really need to go outside for nothing, so I'm just gonna chill today. Let's go ahead and get into these topics though, shall we? First up is Lil Wayne. I want to talk about Lil Wayne, and not that I ever really want to bring him up very much, because, he is such a problematic Negro. But nonetheless, I do want to bring him up because I heard something interesting that it piqued my interest yesterday. So it was revealed that Lil Wayne is getting sued by his former manager, Ronald Sweeney. And Ronald Sweeney is suing Lil Wayne for $20 million. Okay. He says that back in 2005, he helped Lil Wayne renegotiate his contract with Cash Money, with Baby, right? But what he revealed during all of this is what piqued my interest and made headlines for, just a few headlines. It was revealed that Lil Wayne sold his masters to Universal Music for $100 million. Now, to us, the average Joe, $100 million is a hell of a lot of money, right? We can live, just live comfortably. We gonna have money for our kids, our kids' kids, our kids' kids' kids. That's generational wealth. But for Lil Wayne, $100 million seems a little crackheadish. Like, that seems like a crackhead move to me, that he would sell his masters for $100 million. And the reason why I'm saying that is because for Lil Wayne, $100 million isn't a lot. And if he sold his masters to Universal Music for $100 million, they know that catalog is worth at least $500 million. That's why I'm like, is something going on with him? Is he going broke? Is the funds running low? Because again, please do not mistake what I'm saying here. $100 million is a lot of money. But for Lil Wayne, I would argue that it's not. And so now his catalog, he don't own it no more. And believe it or not, you'd be surprised how quickly somebody can blow through $100 million. Now, I'm not saying that's all the money he got, but it does. The whole point of the manager bringing it out, or the former manager, is because he said, listen, I ain't trying to get that particular money, but I know he got it. So I'm suing for $20 million because I know he just did a deal for $100 million. He got it, right? But that's that. Moving on to Miss Azealia Banks. Now, listen, Azealia Banks can be problematic. She could say a whole lot of bullshit, right? She be out there sometimes, all right? She got the blood because she probably was sacrificing chickens, right? But one thing she is good for is a good old nasty read. And sometimes, if you don't necessarily look at the messenger and who it's coming from, you might be able to pull something out of what she actually saying. Because sometimes she don't be wrong. Case in point, the Shaderoom posted this about Azealia Banks. They posted this picture and they said, we hope everything is all right with Azealia Banks tonight. Now, this is what strikes me. The Shaderoom be shady. That's why it's called the Shaderoom. They know that they don't give a damn about Azealia Banks. They knew that if they posted this, that people would get down in those comments and drag this girl like they do, other things. When they post certain people, they know that they're going to get dragged. If they post Zaya Wade, it's going to get dragged. If you post certain people on the Shade Room, they will get dragged. Matter of fact, it could just be a good feel-good story, and they still going to get dragged because that's how folks are, right? It just be a lot of mean-spirited comments down there, but in the same breath or in another breath, they'll be like, protect black women, right? So nonetheless, the Shade Room posted this. And Azealia Banks wasn't having it. Like I said, she be good for a good old nasty read. So somebody said, I just knew the Shade Room was going to post that picture of you. Love you. Stay strong and come back stronger. Azealia Banks said, the Shade Room is run by a Nigerian woman who is more obsessed with denigrating black Americans than doing anything with her platform to bring light to the issues like SARS and Boko Haram that plague her home country. Sure, blacks have issues here, but the situation in Nigeria is dire. She doesn't have the courage to fight for her own. She uses black American media to distract herself from how politically incapable she truly is. She is a useless pig. Why does anyone give a F what her fat A need to say about us? Laughing my ass off. African Americans are faring far better, and she wants to be one of us so bad it's comical. I couldn't be of Nigerian descent and ignore the fact that China is funding Boko Haram and other groups to terrorize Nigeria and its citizens while I sit back in my gluttony, gorging on poisonous American food supply while my people die on sacred land. She is a useless pig. Now listen, I don't really like the fact that she keep calling her a pig because yes, Angie is, a little plump and plush. I don't like all of that. But that don't mean that there isn't a message in what she said. And I've thought this before about the Shade Room and even like a media takeout, which were run by, Nigerians, right? And correct me if the man that runs MTO isn't Nigerian, but I believe he is. I have peeped at a long time ago that a lot of times, like, they will post some of the most crazy stuff about African Americans, right? And I really do wish, and we've had this conversation before. I feel like we've had this conversation before, and I don't necessarily ever want to come off sounding like I'm being divisive on that, but she ain't wrong. Because what if an African American site ran a site like the Shade Room for Nigerian news and Nigerian people and the shit that Nigerian people do? I think there would be an issue, and I think that it would definitely be called out. So I don't actually have an issue with her calling out Angie about this. I don't think she's wrong. Now, again, I don't like how she coming at her, but a lot of times people overlook the fact that Azealia Banks be saying some good shit. They just they don't like the messenger. But let's get off of her and let's get into Miss Blac Chyna. Now, Blac Chyna got her a new client, and please understand what I'm saying here. I have always theorized that these men pay Blac Chyna to get some kind of like infamy or some kind of like attention. Case in point, she just posted this, was it yesterday or the day before? She said mines. Now listen, at first I was like, ooh, don't put the S on mines, but I'm good for an S on the end of a word that don't belong there. I'm from the, Chicago area. And I'll say, if you live in Chicago area, the store is Jewel, but I'll say Jewels in a minute. I'll say Aldi's in a minute. So I ain't really going to kill her with the fact that she put an S on there. I'm good for putting an S on shit that do not belong there. But nonetheless, she posted this man. And when she posted him, a lot of people was like, first of all, is that Lil Nas X? Because he kind of looked like him. But then close inspection, people was getting the feeling that perhaps this man ain't completely straight. I'm not saying he gay, but I ain't saying he's straight either. And that was confirmed when the man's boyfriend came on the scene and put him on blast. It's like, hold up, wait a minute now. You dating Blac Chyna, but this is the boyfriend or the ex-boyfriend or the man who just found out he ain't with his man no more. He basically was like, what is all of this? And so that gave him some visibility because all of a sudden the blog star posted him is like, do you remember this day, daddy? I'm like, oh no. Oh my goodness. What is Chyna doing? And that made me feel like I honestly believe that these people be paying Chyna to get them a little bit of recognition. They supposedly date, right? He, the boyfriend, he really got going, right? He posting everything at this point. I believe that they pay her a little money. They save up their coins and they pay Blac Chyna a little fee. And she pretends to date them. Like love don't cost a thing. That little plot, right? Remember the story of Love Don't Cost a Thing with Nick Cannon and Christina Milian? And when they get just enough to get some attention and to start getting a following, then all of a sudden they break up. Now, the boy, maybe Blac Chyna, maybe they weren't expecting the boyfriend to come out and say anything, or maybe they were. Maybe everybody in on it. It's hard to tell because you never really can tell with how this whole Instagram and Twitter and social media celebrity go, which kind of brings me to my last topic. As I stated, I honestly think that Blac Chyna ain't really dating this boy. And what confirms it more for me is the fact that her PR woman is supposedly dating his twin brother. That just lets me know that something ain't right here. Like all of a sudden they just dating twin brothers now. And that man clearly is not a straight man. He could be bi and that's fine. But something just tells me that this is not real. It's not genuine. And they are doing it for show. They're doing it for attention. Okay. None of this stuff. I just feel like this whole Instagram world, social media world, none of this should be real. It don't be real. So I'm guessing that they might have like a contract for maybe 2 months tops, maybe 2 months. It probably won't even last that long. Because what has happened now? Now the boyfriend, the ex-boyfriend, got a little infamy. And that brings me to my last topic, which are Instagram celebrities. So I have posted these 3 women. This is Ari Fletcher. Then you have Jada. And then you have, Alexis Sky. And they pretty much popped up on the scene, or they got most of their fame from being attached to a rapper. Now, to be fair with Jada made her money before she had Lil Baby's baby. Okay, she did have a little bit of money. She was an entrepreneur. She the one that had like the discharge, vaginal discharge, and one of her things that somebody posted. That's the way I knew her, right? Ari is attached to G Herbo. They got a child together. They were together. And then you have Alexis Sky, who was attached to Fetty Wap. And I'm sitting here saying, can we normalize not making baby mamas famous? What happened to the old celebrities where it was just, you literally had to have a talent to be out here, right? You don't have to do that anymore, which is why I feel like that whole thing with Chyna is a stunt. He just wants some attention. I honestly believe that because getting an Instagram following is lucrative right now. And it got folks out here actually believing that they are celebrities. Look how Ari was acting just maybe a few days ago. So Ari's makeup artist got a new gig on the T.I. and Tiny Family Hustle. Like she became a makeup artist on there. She was excited. And Ari was basically online saying, hey, you getting too big. Don't forget who made you. I gave you the plate, the fork, the spoon, everything. Like she getting real big. She getting super, super big in the head. Right. And the truth of the matter is, while I think it's a great thing that these women have been able to parlay the little infamy that they have on Instagram into businesses, because that's the smart thing to do. Take the fact that people do recognize you and use it for something. They've done that. But at the end of the day, people calling them celebrities, I found that problematic. I do. Are we really trying to parallel an Ari Fletcher, who is the baby mama of G Herbo, to a Beyonce and saying that their celebrity is the same? But that's how people act. But it's not their fault. It's not their fault that the Shaderoom, all these different places are posting them. That's how they get engagement, by posting these girls and posting what's happening with these girls. So it is super smart that they would go ahead and parlay this into money and opportunities for themselves. But I just wish we would stop normalizing famous baby mamas and mistresses who come out and say, I slept with it. Now all of a sudden they got a following. To me, being Instagram famous and Twitter famous and social media famous is the equivalent of being the most popular girl in high school. Everybody know you at your high school. Everybody want to sit with you. You the captain on the cheerleader squad. But the minute you walk out them 4 doors, you walk out those 4 walls, don't nobody know you at the other high school. Roosevelt High School don't know who you are, girl. And that's what I look at with these girls. Yes, these young people do recognize these young women because they are constantly in the blogs. But the average Joe don't know who they are. And it goes to their heads. They really do be out here. Ari really do be out here thinking she the shit. And why shouldn't she? Because in the social media world, she is the shit. But she is not a celebrity. So I think we have to distinguish being popular versus being a celebrity. They are popular. I'll give them that. But celebrity, I would argue no. They are not celebrities. They are Instagram famous. They are Twitter famous and whatever other social media medium there is. But I feel like that's as far as it goes. And I think that real celebrities, I just assume that in order to be famous or something along those lines, you had to have a talent. And honestly, if there was no Instagram, what would these girls do? What would they do if there was no Instagram? I don't know what they would do, but I just wish that we would stop making folks like this famous, right? Again, congratulations to them from taking it and running with it. That's what they should do. But we got to stop normalizing making baby mamas famous, because it's just ghetto to me. It's just so ghetto. It's like, come on, y'all. Like honestly, even mistresses, even women that sleep with other people's men got a following. Like, that's why people do whatever they do, and they don't even care if it's bad publicity. You still get a following off of that. You still get a following off of bad publicity or doing something fucked up in this society now, right? And that's just insane to me. I just wanted to touch on that. And that's all I got to say about these topics. Let me know what you guys think. Follow me on Twitter if you're on there. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care, y'all. Bye.